Welcome, welcome. Today we are working with EFT tapping on the scourge that is a curse for so many in humanity, probably just about everybody. I am not enough. We all feel this to some extent in some area of our lives. Now, you know that during this session, what we do is called flow tapping. I get you to do EFT tapping just while I work you through some different concepts and ideas, and then we do some targeted tapping. Of course, targeted tapping with this technique is the most powerful way to get benefit out of this technique. But just tapping, man, totally powerful. So if you show up for these lives twice a week with me, and you just tap along with me, like what I'm doing now, then you are going to feel an effect. It's going to calm your central nervous system. It is truly amazing. This technique is life changing. So, if you're not doing it daily, I highly recommend you just find some time to just do this daily. It will transform your life. So, today, as I said, we are working on the scourge. I am not enough. And I have a new obsession on YouTube, and that is a guy called Chase Hughes. This guy is freaking phenomenal. He is a mentalist. He is an expert in behavior, in all just I don't know. It's a long, long list. He's worked with the US military and the CIA and cognition, and it's just phenomenal. What he has done is truly phenomenal. I would, I don't know that there would be anybody better than him in the world at what he does. So, and he was talking about the shame, the internal shame that pretty much everybody has, and that we are all wearing a mask. Every single one of us is wearing a mask, hiding behind all this crap that we've got going on with a lack of self-worth, a lack of self-belief, a lack of self-confidence. And we put on this mask and we face the world and fight another day. But really, internally, and some people more than others. Obviously, some people have more confidence than others, but every single person has some sort of self doubt and lack of self belief. And most people think it's just them, they're the only ones. No, everybody's carrying the same kind of baggage around with them. Where does that come from? It's historical. Comes from generation after generation after generation after generation of handing down these beliefs. So unless somebody has a conviction and a confidence within themselves as your parent that they can actually help you to foster within yourself, then they're just going to hand down the same old crap that they were handed down through their childhood. And if you have any impactful figures around you who beat you down or who abused you or who told you never amount to anything or who told you weren't good enough or whatever, that shit impacts you. It's incredibly impactful, particularly in those early formative years. So, and this is one of the most damaging beliefs, limiting beliefs that we carry. I am not enough. Just say that now. I am not enough. Let that land. How true does that feel? Be honest with yourself. There's no blame or shame here. Like I said, everybody's carrying this to a certain extent. I am not enough. Think about areas of your life that you think, oh my God, how have I not figured this out yet? Why am I not further ahead yet? Why am I not a multi gazillionaire yet? Like, what is wrong with me? That's another one. What's wrong with me? So it's an internal kind of it's an internal conflict, but it's a criticism, it's a judgment, and the self-criticism and the self-judgment. And let me just say that we are a critical society. We are an incredibly critical society. Anything that's different to us, anything that is different to our view of the world, we're the first to criticize it. I just looked up, actually, it was Napoleon Hill in his book Think and Grow Rich, who said that opinions are the cheapest commodity in the world. Everybody has one and they cost nothing to produce. Think about that. And almost always, our opinions are not actually based on a preponderance of facts. They're based on maybe a small amount of facts, maybe even propaganda, and then we form our opinion and fill in the gaps. True story. Because very rarely do we ever have available to us all the facts. And the most important opinion about yourself, because every single person is going to have an opinion of you. Every single person you meet, you have any connection with, or even I have thousands upon thousands of people online who have an opinion of me through whatever contact they've had with me. I have zero control over that. The only control I have is to put out my authentic self. And some people, I try to do it without a lot of mask. We all carry masks, but I try to do it as much as possible without a mask and as authentically as possible. And I get hate all the time for my view of the world, for my opinions. How dare you share that opinion? You don't agree with me. You're an awful, terrible, horrible person. You're evil. Okay. I don't allow that stuff into my world anymore. Used to, not anymore. Some people love me. Some people hate me. Meh, I have no control over that. I'm never going to be able to please everybody all of the time. And I can't take that stuff on board because internally it'll just tear me apart inside, and I'll never show up on these lives, and I'll never do what I came here to do, and I'll never shine my light, and I'll never be there for the people who resonate with me. So, and this is the same for you. I'm only giving you me as an example because it's the same for you. Everybody's going to have an opinion about you, and they'll form it incredibly quickly on minuscule amounts of information. Minuscule. It's funny because listening to this Chase Hughes, who I'm obsessed with at the moment. Look him up. Seriously, the guy's just unbelievable. I could listen to him all day long. And he was talking about everybody that you are fighting with over anything at all. You actually have much more in common with those people than you don't. Much more in common with those people. You want the same things. Ultimately, you want the same outcomes. And you want to have a family that's thriving. You want to thrive yourself. You want to live in a world that is dominated by peace, not war. And you could go down an entire list of things that are similar. And unfortunately, the differences are being thrown in our face, and they're being amplified in order that we stay at war with these people who actually aren't that different to us, who actually have the same masks, who have the same struggles, who want ultimately the same things. So, and this is where someone's opinion of you based on your beliefs, your convictions, your view of the world, you can't take that shit on. It is what it is, because you're never going to please everybody. Because if you shift to their point of view, then somebody else is going to be angry with you because you have their point of view and not their point of view. It's like this vicious cycle. The only thing that you can do is be you and be the best version of you. and and um, do your very best to be a good human being in the world, and don't take that shit on. And coming back to your opinion of yourself, because that is the most important opinion. As I said, you cannot control those opinions out there. The only opinion you can control is the one of yourself. That's it. And if you're beating yourself up, if you're not feeling like you're enough, if you're feeling unworthy, then you're stuffed. Sorry. I had no polite way to say it. You're kind of a bit screwed. If you're beating yourself up all the time, I'm not enough, I'm not worthy, I'm not this, I'm not that. These identity beliefs, because your identity beliefs are the most powerful, impactful beliefs single aspect of your life. If you're feeling I'm not enough in your relationship, how are you going to show up? If you're feeling I'm not enough in your business, how are you going to show up? If you're feeling I'm not enough in a sales call, how are you going to show up? How is that going to be projected into that relationship and that interaction? If you're thinking I'm not enough and I'm not worthy to be wealthy, how are you going to show up? Do you see how this is like the foundation of everything? So I hope you're tapping with me, because even though I'm just gabbing on at the moment, hopefully in a way that's kind of hitting home for you and impacting you. By the way, you can always comment in the chat and let me know how this is landing for you, and ask questions if you want. The more interaction we get, the more this gets out to the algorithm. And the more people get to benefit from this incredibly powerful technique, which I'm passionate about sharing. So I got you to say the statement, I'm not enough, before. Now I want you to say it, and I want you to rate it on a scale of 0 to 10. How intense does that feel? Now you can focus on a particular area of your life at the moment that's not working for you, or you can just focus on the statement itself. I am not enough. It's a lie, by the way. Total lie. But the subconscious doesn't work on logic. It works on what it's been programmed with, what it's been conditioned with. Okay, so scale of 0 to 10, how intense is it? Now take a note of that number, and let's just do some targeted tapping for a minute, okay? Actually, what we're going to do is tap on the side of the hand. This is a really big one, so I want to go right back to, and this, by the way, if you're not aware, this is to counteract psychological reversal. So when your subconscious is holding on so hard to that belief that it's difficult to break the stranglehold, this just helps to shake it out down a little, okay? So even though I feel like I am not enough, repeat after me, by the way, tap and repeat. I deeply and completely love and accept all of me. Even though I feel like I'm not enough, I choose to love and accept myself just as I am right now. Even though I feel like I am not enough, I choose to love, honor, and accept all of me right now. Okay, tapping through the points, starting with the inside of the eye. I'm not enough. I'm not enough. I'm not enough. I feel so inadequate. I'm not enough. I just don't feel good enough. I don't feel like I'm enough. I'm not enough. I destroy, uncreate, and delete feeling like I'm not enough. I destroy, uncreate, and delete all emotional attachment to the influences in my life that taught me that I was not enough. I destroy, uncreate, and delete all emotional attachment to feeling like I'm not enough. I destroy, uncreate, and delete all emotional attachment to feeling inadequate. I destroy, uncreate, and delete all emotional attachment to feeling not good enough. I destroy, uncreate, and delete all emotional attachment to the lie that I'm not good enough. I destroy, uncreate, and delete all emotional investment in influences from my past that conditioned me to believe I'm not enough. I remove all influences from my past that told me I was not enough. I choose to put my past into perspective. I choose to recognize the lie and know that I am enough. I choose to know I am enough just as I am. I choose to know I am enough. I have always been enough. I choose to know I am enough just as I am. I choose to know I am good enough just as I am. All my flaws, all my imperfections, I choose to know I am still good enough just as I am. So I want you to think about how God sees you. You are God's creation, remember. You are a beloved child of God. Do you think that God looks at you and goes, ugh, you're not enough? Really? Really? Do you honestly think God, the creator, source, the universe, spirit, the divine, looks at anyone on planet Earth? I don't care who they are. I don't care what they've done. Because if they have done evil things, then they have simply forgotten who they truly are. They have simply forgotten where they come from. I'm not saying there's not consequences for some of that shit, because, but do you still think that God, source, spirit, the divine, looks at them and goes, you're not enough? Might go, you're a little bit off track, buddy. It's not quite what was intended. But this reminds me, I love telling this story and I always cry, so forgive me. But this is just going to help you to this while you keep tapping, keep tapping, keep tapping. And I forgot to mention that if you're not comfortable doing this, if you're in a public place, and you can always do this. I love this. So all you're doing is tapping on the ends of the fingers right next to the cuticle of the fingernail, and you can just do that. Can you see that? There we go. Prefer this because I find it it's actually more powerful. But this story about the two little lights, if you've been around me for a while, you've probably heard me tell this. I just love this story. So I believe it was told in a children's book written by Neil Donald Walsh. And there's two little lights sitting with God, one on the left, one on the right. And God and the two little lights are looking down at what's going on planet Earth. And one little light, the little light on the right, is super, super quiet, just sitting there observing. The little light on the left is a little gabathon, just babbling away. Nobody cares. Happy little soul. And all of a sudden, the little light on the left goes, God, what's forgiveness? And God goes, trying to think about how to explain what forgiveness is. That's tricky, little light, because in order to really understand forgiveness, you need to go down to planet Earth and you need to have somebody do something really bad to you. And then you forgive them. Even though they hurt you so badly, you forgive them. The little light on the left is so excited about this concept, doesn't actually understand it, but just like wants to experience his concept. Wow. Oh, I want to experience that. I want to experience forgiveness. It sounds awesome. God's like, wait a minute. Little light, do you really know what you're asking? Like, you have to go down there, and if you want to feel real forgiveness, then somebody has to do something really bad to you, and then you have to find it in your heart to forgive them. The little light's like, that's a cinch, not a problem. In the existence that I'm in, I'm pure love, baby. That's not going to be an issue at all. And the little light on the right, it's been quiet all this time, suddenly pipes up and goes, because I love you so much. See, every time, because I love you so much, I will be that person who does something really, 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 really bad to you. But you have to promise me one thing. You have to promise that you won't forget. You won't forget that we made this agreement, and I'm doing this because I love you and because you want this experience. And the little one on the left, neither of them have any idea what they're getting themselves into. And the little light on the left goes, yeah, not a problem. I'll never forget. How could I ever forget how much you love me? And then they come down to earth. And then we forget, because we are all those little lights. Each and every one of us are those little lights interacting with contracts and agreements, but we all come from the same source. This is what we forget when we get into these disagreements with each other and we hate on each other. I'm not saying that's you, but we're seeing this rise in this hatred because somebody doesn't agree with my view of the world, with my viewpoint. And it's so sad because we forget why we came here, and we forget that we all come from the same source and that we are in effect and in essence all the same. At the very, very heart of who we are all the same. Now, I know I've deviated a bit from the original topic today. I do that. I get a bit random, particularly when I don't have a list of points. But it still comes back to this belief within you that I am enough. Because if you feel like I am enough, you'll stop projecting onto everybody else that they're not enough. And we all do it. We all go through life, well, you're this, you're that, so you're not enough. Now, that, believe it or not, is a reflection of your internal world. Your opinion that you're projecting out there is actually a self-opinion, a self-judgment, a self-criticism. True story. So watch it. Now, I'm not saying that you accept everybody and everything and that you enable people to do bad things to you. No, I've cut people out of my life. Don't you worry about that. You teach people how to treat you. But by the same token, I'm not out there throwing hate at anybody because I know that everybody has their own struggles. As within, so without. If you believe to the very depths of your heart and soul, I am enough, then not only are your relationships going to change dramatically, think about it from a relationship perspective. If you show up in a relationship, I'm not worthy, I'm not enough, and that is dominant in your relationship, how do you think that's going to turn out for you and the partner, the intimate partner that you're with? Not good, huh? Maybe you've been on the opposite side of the spectrum where the other person feels unworthy, not enough. How does it show up as far as your wealth building is concerned? How does it show up if you're feeling inadequate? How does it show up in a career or a job situation? If you feel like you're not enough, how does it show up with your kids? And how are you passing that on to your kids that they're picking up the same shit? Because we all do. We all pass our shit down to our kids. So if you're not doing it for wealth building, if you're not doing it for an intimate relationship, do it for your kids. When you believe in the very depths of your heart and soul that you are enough, your entire life will take on a whole new perspective, a whole new trajectory. The world shows up differently. The world doesn't show up as it is. It shows up as you see it. Yes, there's some serious crap going on in the world. Get that? I'm watching it unfold. It's intense. Let's just say it's intense. And do you know why there's so much conflict and why there's so much war? There is war everywhere. There is a spiritual war unfolding on this planet. There are kinetic wars going on that have been going on for freaking decades, if not centuries. Centuries. These physical wars have been going on. There's the wars going on. There's the AI wars going on right now. There's wars going on in corporations all the freaking time, within corporations and external to corporations. There's war everywhere. Why? Because of the war that is within us. We are at war with ourselves. Think about that. We're constantly in conflict and at war with ourselves. And that reflects in our external world. How does that work, you ask? Because it's all energy, frequency, and vibration. Because the universe that we live in, according to quantum science, is a holographic projection. It is a simulation. We are living in a simulation, baby. So what is going on inside of you is what you end up projecting and experiencing in your life. And this is what we see on a collective level. There is so much internal conflict. It ends up being expressed at the macro level in the collective community. But what is happening now is a purge. Yep, it is a purge. All of this is coming up to be cleared. It's all coming up to be cleared. And we have the most amazing evolution happening right now. It's a conscious evolution. It's a conscious revolution. And the shift that's happening right now, the reason we're seeing so much darkness come to light is because it has to have the light shone on it for it to be purged, released, cleared. Now, I'm not sure how true this is, but I read yesterday on a Facebook post. Facebook. Oh, I think I lost connection then. Oops. It was on Facebook, and I said, if it's on Facebook, it's got to be true, right? But there is definitely an element of truth to this. The fact that we have been, this post said in a 5 billion year cycle. Now, that's a very, 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 very long time. And we have come to the end of that cycle. But we are certainly in a cycle that has lasted tens of thousands, maybe even millions of years. I don't know. I'm not quite buying the billion years you thing yet, but we're seeing it cosmically playing out. We're seeing we have more light coming onto the planet than we have in a long, 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 long time. The highest frequency of light on the planet. That's why so many people are finding their light language. Like myself, I do light language. And this is the highest frequency language on the planet. And we have more high frequency light pouring onto the planet right now. The planet has moved into, I know I've deviated a bit, but bear with me. The planet has moved into a new band of light several years ago. I believe it was 2012. That's what happened in 2012. Was we moved into this new band of light and that's why all this darkness is being revealed, exposed. It has to be. It cannot hide in the shadows any longer. And this is where we have the most powerful, incredible opportunity right now to purge all the crap that is within us. The ancestral crap, the intergenerational crap, the past life crap. That's why this experience is so damn intense and it can be so hard. And this scourge, I am not enough, is the biggest lie. It's such a big lie. And when you have, there are 4 things that I say are like some of the biggest blocks to your wealth, to your freedom, to your abundance, to your love, the love in your life, to your health. And that is self-worth, self-belief, self-confidence, and the big one, self-love. If you can learn to master those, and I say learn because it's a process. It's not a happening, it's not an event. It's a process, it's an evolution. If you can learn self-love, true self-love, self-worth, self-belief, and self-confidence, and above and beyond learn, it's actually develop. If you can develop that within yourself, and that comes back to remembering who you truly are at the core. Because when you remember who you truly are at the core of who you are, if you could just see a sliver of how God sees you, of how Source sees you, of how Spirit and the Divine sees you, you'd probably sit on your bed in awe, maybe even crying at your magnificence, at your brilliance, at your beauty, at your divinity. Because who you truly are is so amazing. It's so phenomenal. Sorry, I'm a bit of a crier in case you hadn't noticed. But I'm feeling it on such a deep level right now, and you should too. Because you are incredible. You are so amazing. It's time to remember. And it's time to remember where you came from, because God doesn't make mistakes. And you are here for a reason, and you are here to remember. 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 Enough with the bullshit. Remember. You've got this. I love you. God loves you. The divine loves you. You are loved more than you could ever possibly know. And you are more than enough. You have always been more than enough. Just remember. Anyway, enough emotion, enough crying from me. I hope this has been impactful. If it has, please remember to like, subscribe to my channel, keep doing tapping. I have so many more videos on this channel. After this video has processed and it's up and running, I will put another video here and another video here that are EFT tapping videos that you can go and watch next, because this, seriously, this tapping thing, it's going to totally change your life. Totally change your life. And if you want a free guide, by the way, I have created for you a free guide, the ultimate guide to money blocks. Totally free. I will put the link in the description if you want to go and download that. It's the most common money blocks. There's 600 in there. I'm sure you'll find some that you can work on with tapping. And I will be back again. What's today? I've lost track of the days. Today's Tuesday. I'll be back in 2 days' time. So I will see you again in 2 days' time right here. Same channel, same place. I'll see you then. Ciao.